Hello guys, what's up? My Oppression here, and I'm going to go through this Everyday Feminism Presents Healing from Toxic Whiteness. I just watched a video from Bearing, who introduced this, and he did put it in a PDF document what it teaches. So this is the first time I'm reading it, so you can see my first initial response. So let's have a little read along. If there was ever a time in recent history for white people to take action to end racism, this is it. Not in the 1800s where we had the whole Civil War and all that. Forget about all that, yeah? The election of Trump has shaken white people's understanding of racism, the belief that one race is superior to another, to its core. It's revealed what many people of colour, I don't see the point of saying people of colour, is no different than saying coloured people, have known and been naming for generations. That the US has been deeply normalised white supremacy and is built on a foundation of systemic oppression. Oh yes, great white supremacy, we've got a black president. Makes sense, really does make sense. As a white person dedicated to social justice, not me, honey, you've known how racist Trump's campaign has been. Example, please. Muslims are not a race, he hasn't really been hateful against them either. Or Hispanics, he only goes against illegal immigrants. Perhaps you didn't know how capable so many white people, but they didn't vote based on their race, you idiots. They vote on their beliefs. Perhaps including your own family. Ooh, you can't trust anyone who's around you. And friends who have elected him. You may be finding yourself coming to terms with just how prevalent and harmful white supremacy is. You'd know if you was living in it. If you're black and you talk about against white supremacy, and if you was actually in a white supremacy, you would not be talking about it, would you? And how your white privilege, now, saying that a race also has like features prevalent to it, that's racism. So white privilege in its core concept is racist, has kept you ignorant and in denial of this reality in the first place. So when Trump's policies start rolling out, you know you want to be fighting alongside people of colour. Why do you make it sound like a revolution? Oh yeah, Marxism. He's not gonna like start rolling like going, okay, kill the Jews. No. You don't even give him a chance to get started yet. But you also know that you may feel frozen in place by the feelings of shock, confusion, denial, and guilt that many people, white people, because you have to bring race into it, have been dealing with since the election. Oh no, democracy went against us. It's the worst thing ever. It's understandable for white people to have those feelings, as they begin to notice we don't live in a post-racial society. We really do. Is this you keep begging to bring race up, as it's important when it's not? Society, as we've been taught, and how pervasive systemic racism actually is. Racist is an individualistic thing. It's horrible, but it's individualistic. You have systemic racism. You just don't want those feelings to stop you from taking action. Continue reading. This starts with not running away from racism exists both within yourself and your communities. I think you know if you was racist. You can't have internal racism. You can't be like this, ooh, every time you see a black person, oh, he's gonna steal my bag. You know, that's just you being a racist person. You can't have subconscious racist. Instead, it means acknowledging it, and that is a painful process. It's all about white guilt. With our unique, compassionate activism approach, you can learn how to hold that pain of racism in a way that's healing and comes from a place of love and justice. Justice, social justice, that means social inequality. That way you become increasingly free to take action against white supremacy from a sense of wholeness and shared humanity. Ooh, deep, deep, bro, deep. This is what this woman says. Healing from toxic whiteness. I don't know how these don't get told off more often for their racism. Bruise white anti-racists with a crucial missing tool to the most challenging aspect of our work. Navigating our own emotional reactions when confronted with the realities of white supremacy. Ooh, white supremacy. These tools help us to work through our knee-jerk tendency to reject ourselves as other white people when we encounter how racism operates through us. How can these people turn back on, even if their ideologies can be wrong, they always turn back on themselves and attack themselves then? With these tools, you can't take on one of our most crucial responsibilities, to engage in productive dialogue, unless they don't agree with you, then you shut them down. You ban their speaking events, with those who knowingly or unknowingly defend white supremacy. This program has helped me to become a more effective change agent by becoming more accepting of what is within me and around me. So she was a blazing racist. Before this class, she just went around in the hoods lynching all the black people. So I can be present to it. I'll honour it. You're gonna honour racism? Okay. And transform it with courageous compassion. Lenore. That's a clothes washing brand of. Oh wow. As I think what you personally can do to address racism, you may find yourself wrestling with questions like this. How can I make sure I don't actually say something against racist and hurt people I care about? Don't censor yourself. Unless you're just gonna say, oh, you're a dumb nigger. Don't say that. This is horrible. I know I need to speak up against racism more, but when does speaking cross the line into speaking over people of colour? Never. Ever. If you see something racist, speak up. But if it's not racist, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. What do I do when I discover I've been subconsciously stereotyping and judging people of colour? Stereotypes such as a joke, maybe not even just for laughs, like hoo hoo hoo, that white guy can't dance, woo hoo. It's just, oh, black people like watermelon. Just, who cares about stereotypes? Have you seen all what you think gay people should be? Social justice is all feminine and camp and all that. When a masculine gay person comes and goes, oh, I don't like all this social justice stuff, I guess he's not gay. He's an uncle. He's the Uncle Tom of the gay race. Gay sexuality. How can I figure out what I should be doing to fight racism while burdening people of colour by constantly asking them what I should do? So you basically want white people at their feet going, Master, what do you want me to do? God damn, we're not slaves. Not anymore. How do I deal with the fact that I'm scared to talk to other white people about racism when they often get really angry at me? No, you don't try to discuss racism with white people, you accuse them of racism. There's a difference. That's where they get angry. You accuse them, which is something that's very ostracizing. For white people to truly, what then do white people need to do to fully engage in anti-racism work? For white people to truly engage in anti-racism work, they must first engage with their unconscious condition to think and act in racist ways. This is often the first obstacle in approaching this work. And because it's so normalised and insidious, it can feel insurmountable. While white people are not inherently or inevitably racist, exactly, there you go, that's the only thing you need to put in there. We're not racist. They're all raised in society built on systemic racism. It's not like one in Mugabe's Zimbabwe, is it? And have been bombarded since birth with conflicted messages that teach them to think and act in racist ways, but personally benefit them at the expense of communities of colours. Right, they don't get taught that. It's natural human behaviour. You want to get better than everyone else. Stop grouping people together in things they can't control, like their colour. People will always strive to get better than their counterparts. Views that reads racist behaviours as even racially neutral, you're even actively anti-racist, like being colourblind. Believe that since they don't personally benefit colourblind is the best thing to be. Because if you don't see colour, you're not racist, really. Believe that since they don't personally benefit or intentionally engage in racism, they have no personal responsibility to do anything to end it. I don't benefit or engage in racism. And I would like it to end. It's not going to end. But things you're talking about that are racist, that you perceive racist, are not really racist, does it? You don't notice how our society is structured so that white people are seen as full human beings and treated as normal, while people of colour are seen as stereotypes and treated as less than. Oh my god. These people just... Oh, we're not the ones who view them as less than people. You're the ones projecting your thing. You treat them as victims. It's horrid. Social justice treats black people as victims, and it's horrid. That's what I say. Believe that being racist is one of the worst things you can be in order to scare them from acknowledging the racist inside of them. Wow. Look, they're just trying to weasel their way out of anything that you can get out of it. But you can get out of it to saying, I'm not fucking racist, you piece of shit. This means the question is a shift from, am I racist, or to, how will I work towards undoing the racism I was raised with and have internalised? Ooh, internalised racism. God, do these people have any historical awareness of how bad racism was? No, they think we're all oppressed. Why has victimization become such a good currency? Because while we'd all love it if we could jump from being raised in a deeply racist society to becoming completely anti-racist, it doesn't work like that. We're not in a racist society. Would there be any black people left? Or it'd be just constant race wars if it was a racist society. Desire to not be racist is not enough by itself to stop someone from being racist. If you don't want to be racist, you're not racist. By becoming conscious of your own condition, you'll be able to choose whether or not to continue to do as you've been taught, or to act in accordance with your values of justice and humanity. Ooh, you're not conditioned. Like, you're conditioned in Nazi schools. But usually, in Western liberal countries, you're taught to think for yourself. Unless you're on a social justice course, then your professor teaches how to think like him/her. This can be a painful. Ooh. Do you mean physically or mentally? Do you actually whip them? A disruptive process. But there's one only way out is through. That's why we created this healing from toxic whitening training program. Because getting in touch with your own pain is the only way to heal it. Well, I'm gonna end the first part here. This is my first part of maybe a 3-part series. Hope you like it. And subscribe, please. And thanks, Baron, for making this PDF and introducing me to this crappy course.